So no secrets, man, no secret. Miami's AD search and, the process and everything has been up and down all over Twitter. Now, some of these information that's being put out are false. Some of them are being deliberately put out to make this thing look like it's a mess. Yes, a lot of Board of Trustees members aren't happy. They don't like the way things are going. They feel like they should have the power. Some of these Board of Trustees are full of mess. Kind of like my hair right now, kind of mess. That's tough. Yeah, but that kind of literally describes some of these Board of Trustees members. Now, some of them has been misfeeding the media information to put out there to make Miami seem like their AD search is pretty much all over the place, messy and all that crap, trying to scare some people away and things like that. Every day we learn something new. Now, David Lakes and all those guys have been trying to clarify some of the things, tell you guys to be patient and wait and do not jump to conclusion or do not follow some of the narrative that these guys are pushing. The Board of Trustees members are, basically giving the media wrong information. And of course, these guys sell subscriptions to their pages, to their websites and stuff like that. So they run with the information, they give it to you guys. They feel like you guys are hungry for it. And, clicks and likes, basically. Now, shout out to Miami Flow. He's been 100% on his information. If something changes or anything like that, he comes and tell you, hey, we was hearing this, it made a turn left or it made a turn right, and he comes and he clarifies stuff like that. So shout out to him. I've been following his information, and I've been sticking to it, but I also been reporting the stuff that the other guys have been putting out for just for you guys to know and see it or whatever. Most of y'all see it, whatever. T2Y don't have any sources, don't break news or whatever. I'm just a messenger. I just pass the message along. Now, AD might be announced pretty soon. Who knows? I don't have a timeline for these things anymore. I don't know when they'll be announced. I just know that, hey, when they do, we'll all know. And, we'll all see who telling the truth, who's not telling the truth, who's got the power, who don't got the power. I seen David Lakes basically put out a tweet that said, basically, well, not even like a tweet, something on his message boards that he replied to, saying that basically in this process of hiring the AD, the Board of Trustees are not a part of it. They are walled out. Don't quote me. Don't quote it. I didn't quote it, but I basically, that's what it said. They are walled out from the process. They are putting out information to, the guys with who you guys considered credentials. They're putting out information with those guys, the ones with the blue check, the ones that, you see on Twitter with the blue check and stuff like that, like Brett Murphy and those guys, Brent Murphy or whatever. They're saying that, this thing is half and half, half want to keep Manny, half want to move on from him, no decision. Everybody has the power, this, that, and the third. I'm telling you guys, at this moment, sit back, relax, and watch things plays out. Tonight, Oregon versus Utah, Pac-12 championship. T2Y, what that got to do with Miami AD and head coaches? And well, let me talk before you say anything. Now, Utah versus Oregon. Mario Cristobal might be coaching his last game at Oregon. Or if he don't decide to come to Miami or things don't work out or whatever, then, we might see him back at Oregon. I think it was foretelling that, the last game of the season against Oregon State, their rival, they beat them. He spent some time on that field, like he was reminiscing the moment, like this might be my last time playing at this field. The Pac-12 championship is not played in Oregon. It's not played on their field. So that might have been foretelling. He was in Miami to visit his sick mom, prayers for her and stuff like that. Not, like I said, I'm not saying that he signed any papers or anything or did any negotiation while he was here. I don't have no information on that. I have no facts on that. I cannot come here and tell you guys 100% any of that thing happened. I can only speculate. But Friday night, tonight, I will be live streaming that game. Oregon versus Utah, the Pac-12 championship. I will be looking to see the press conference afterwards to see if Mario Cristobal says something himself out of his own mouth. You know, whether or not he's staying at Oregon, whether or not he's coming to Miami. Hopefully one of those reporters asks that question, or he could, you know, speak on it. Now, come Saturday, we all are sitting back expecting news about the AD, news about possible coaching, whether it's we're moving on from Manny, whether or not, you know, hopefully we get this information. Listen, we've been hearing things all year. Ever since the season got done, we beat Duke or whatever, we all been hungry for that news. What bowl game we're going to play in. Who's going to be the AD? Who's going to be the next coach? Is Manny going to be here next year? Is Mario Cristobal coming? Is it Lane? Is it another candidate? Every week we hear something new about the AD. Who's leading? Who's not leading? Who's a candidate? Who's not a candidate? Who had interest and who never had interest at all? We've been hearing a lot of shit. It sounds like a mess, but this is not being put out by the University of Miami. This process has not been pushed out by the University of Miami. These are Board of Trustees members that are salty. They want to make the decision. They want to hire family members. They want to keep the power in their hands. They want to keep the money in their hands. Now, names David Epstein and some others that I'm not going to mention because, you know, I don't really know the full forecast behind them. But Manny Sr. name thrown in there, mess. Now, I have been seeing Marcus and Rudy Hernandez on Twitter, you know, not really saying, they don't say much, but they're basically saying trust the process. We got this under control. We're working diligently. You guys just chill. Announcements gonna come soon. We know you're hungry for it. Whatever this and that. Just trust the process. Listen, Miami, Columbus High School, you know, tip-off things. They've been talking about that also. So guys, just trust the process. Mario Cristobal is from Columbus, by the way. Yeah, man, Rudy and, you know, Marcus, you know, that's kind of like Julio's right-hand man, left-hand man, whatever you want to call them. So trust the process, guys. Trust the process. The Board of Trustees are not in control, but they are spitting out narratives, and some of your favorite credential media guys are pushing it, are being puppets right now. Gary, Manny Navarro, oh, Manny Navarro, all of them, yes. Anyway, like, share, subscribe, man, T2Y. Hey, this is not Sparta. This is not Sparta. Do not kill the messenger. Do not kick me down that well.